Next, most important topic we are going to take up shortcut way to find hybridization. The first is write number of valence electron of central atom. What is central atom? Which is polyvalent or whose valency is more than one. It is forming many bonds and we call it central atom. Add number of surrounding atoms except oxygen and sulfur. The central atom is forming bonds with the atoms. These atoms are called surrounding atoms. Here you have to add all the number of surrounding atoms but not oxygen and sulfur which are divalent. If there is positive charge, in case of positively charged ion, there will be positive charge on it. You have to subtract the charge. And if there is negative charge on the ion, we have to add the charge. Divide whole by 2. Now, if we get 2, it is sp hybridization. If it is 3, sp2 hybridization. 4, sp3 hybridization. 5, sp3d. 6, sp3d2. And 7, sp3d3 hybridization. So this is the most important and easiest way to find out hybridization. Let's take up examples. First example we are taking is carbonate ion. In case of carbonate ion, carbon is the central atom. It has 4 valence electrons. Surrounding atoms are oxygen, so we have not to take oxygen. The charge on carbonate ion is -2, so we are adding +2, divide by 2, we will get 3. 3 means sp2 hybridization, and sp2 hybridization means shape is trigonal planar. Now how we decide there is double bond or single bond? Carbon is tetravalent and it has to form 4 bonds with 3 oxygen atoms. There must be one double bond. And the oxygen atom which are single bonded will have negative charge. Each will have negative charge because carbonate ion have 2 negative charge. Next example I am going to take up is BF3. Boron has 3 valence electron. There are 3 surrounding fluorine atoms. 3 plus 3 divided by 2 gives you 3. It is sp2 hybridization. BF3 is trigonal planar and with bond angle 120. Next molecule we are taking is carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, central atom is carbon, valence electron 4, oxygen we do not take, divide by 2, we get 2, sp hybridization, CO2 is a linear molecule with bond angle 180. BF2, beryllium has 2 valence electron, we add 2 atom of fluorine, 4 divided by 2, we get 2, it is sp hybridization, BF2 is also linear molecule. Now we are taking sulfate ion. Sulfate ion central atom is sulfur, which has 6 valence electrons. Oxygen we do not add. -2 becomes +2. 6 plus 2 divided by 2, 4. sp3 hybridization. Shape will be tetrahedral. Bond angle will be 109.5 degree. Now, how to draw its shape? Sulfur is having 6 oxidation state. That is, it will form 6 bonds with 4 oxygen atom. So, there must be 2 double bonds. So, with 2 oxygen atom, it is forming double bond. Remaining 2 oxygen atom, it is forming single bond. And each single bonded oxygen atom has negatively charged. Next example is IF7. Iodine has 7 valence electron. Surrounding atoms are 7 divided by 2, 7. sp3d3 hybridization. The shape is pentagonal bipyramidal. The vertical plane has got angle 90 and in pentagon angle is 72. So it has 2 bond angles 72 and 90. Next example is PCl5. Phosphorus has 5 valence electron. We add 5 chlorine atom to it. 5 plus 5 divided by 2, 5. sp3d hybridization. The shape is trigonal bipyramidal. Bond angle 120 in the triangle. The equatorial bonds are at 120 and the axial bonds are at 90, which are shown vertically. And here all the bond lengths are not equal because axial bonds are longer than equatorial bonds. And longer bonds are also weaker bonds. SF6, 6 valence electrons of sulfur plus 6 rounding atoms divided by 2, we get 6 sp3d2 hybridization. It has octahedral shape with bond angle 90. SO2, valence electron of sulfur 6. Surrounding atom oxygen we don't take. Divide by 2, 3. 3 means sp2. Sulfur dioxide has bent molecule with one lone pair of electron, one double bond between sulfur and oxygen, which is called p-pi bond. Other bond is called p-pi d-pi bond because d orbital of sulfur is involved and p orbital of oxygen is involved. It has net dipole moment because it is bent molecule. Sulfur trioxide, sulfur valence electron 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3 sp2 hybridization. It has trigonal planar shape. It is forming all the three double bonds, but out of them one is p pi bond, other two are p pi d pi bond. Dipole moment of sulfur trioxide is 0 because of symmetrical planar shape. Dipoles get cancelled. XeF6 central atom xenon has 8 valence electron. We add 6 fluorine atoms, divide by 2, we get 7. sp3 hybridization, so expected shape is pentagonal bipyramidal. Actual shape is distorted octahedral. Why? Because there is one lone pair of electrons. So due to lone pair of electron, its shape is distorted octahedral. XeF4, xenon has 8 valence electron, 4 fluorine atoms, 8 plus 4 divided by 2, 6 sp3d2 hybridization. Expected shape was octahedral. Actual shape is square planar because there are two lone pair of electrons. Here there is no option. The lone pair of electrons are at axial position. XeF2 valence electron of central xenon atom are 8. Surrounding atoms are 2 divided by 2. We get 5 sp3d hybridization. Expected shape is trigonal bipyramidal. Actual shape is linear because of three lone pair of electrons which are shown at equatorial position. Ammonium ion, valence electron of nitrogen 5, surrounding atoms 4, plus charge means minus 1, divide by 2, we get 8 by 2, that is 4. It has sp3 hybridization, it has tetrahedral shape. One of the bond is coordinate bond. Why it is coordinate bond? Because nitrogen is donating a lone pair of electron to H positive ion. Next topic is hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is formed in polar covalent compounds containing hydrogen bonded covalently atom with strong electronegative atoms like fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen. That is, only those molecules can form hydrogen bond which contain fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen, and they can form with hydrogen atom which should be attached to polar molecule. Hydrogen bond is attraction between hydrogen atom and strongly electronegative atom like fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen.